Have you ever wondered why some people seem to trust others so easily, while others expect to be disappointed, even when there's no obvious reason? According to Erikson, the answer may begin in the very first year of life. Today, we're breaking down Erikson's first psychosocial stage: trust versus mistrust. By the end of this video, you'll understand what this stage is, why it matters, and why it's one of the most important foundations for healthy psychological development. Trust versus mistrust occurs from birth to about 18 months of age, and it overlaps with Freud's oral stage. At this point in life, infants are completely dependent on their caregivers. They can't feed themselves, comfort themselves, or protect themselves. Their entire world depends on whether someone consistently responds to their needs. And that's exactly where this conflict begins. If caregivers reliably provide food, comfort, warmth, and affection, the infant begins to learn something incredibly important. The world is safe. More specifically, when I need help, someone will be there. Over hundreds and even thousands of everyday interactions, feeding, rocking, changing diapers, comforting after crying, the infant gradually develops trust. This doesn't mean they trust everyone. It means they develop a basic belief that people are generally dependable and that their needs matter. But what happens if those needs aren't consistently met? Imagine a baby who cries for long periods without comfort, or one whose caregivers are unpredictable, sometimes loving, sometimes absent, sometimes neglectful. Instead of learning that the world is safe, the infant may begin to learn the opposite. Maybe no one is coming. This is what Erikson called mistrust. The child may begin to view the world as unpredictable, unsafe, or unreliable. Now, this doesn't mean one missed feeding or one difficult day permanently damages a child. Erikson wasn't saying parents have to be perfect. He believed children simply need caregivers who are consistently responsive most of the time. It's the overall pattern that matters, not occasional mistakes. When this stage is resolved successfully, the child develops the virtue of hope. Hope is the belief that even when life is difficult, other people can be trusted and tomorrow can be better. It's the emotional foundation for confidence, resilience, and healthy relationships throughout life. When this conflict isn't resolved well, Erikson believed people may struggle with deep feelings of insecurity and mistrust. They may find it difficult to depend on others, form close relationships, or believe that people truly have their best interests at heart. For board exams, you'll also see Erikson associate unresolved trust versus mistrust with an increased vulnerability to conditions such as depression, substance use disorders, and even psychotic disorders. Remember, these are associations, not direct causes. Here's an easy way to remember this stage. Think of every time an infant cries. The baby is asking one simple question: will someone come? When the answer is consistently yes, trust develops. When the answer is repeatedly no, mistrust begins to grow. So let's quickly summarize. Trust versus mistrust is Erikson's first psychosocial stage and occurs from birth to about 18 months of age. During this time, infants learn whether the world is safe and whether other people can be relied upon. Consistent, nurturing care leads to trust and the virtue of hope. Inconsistent or neglectful caregiving can lead to mistrust, making future relationships and emotional security more difficult. Most importantly, this first stage lays the psychological foundation for every stage that follows. In our next video, we'll move into toddlerhood as we explore autonomy versus shame and doubt, where children begin asking a completely different question: can I do it myself? Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.